think.
I agree. And
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Catherine T. Morris, founder and executive director of Boston Art Music Soul Fest. And welcome to Amplify the Soul series. We are so glad you are here, getting pumped for tonight's performance featuring the only John Hope, of course. Want to give a special shout out to our sponsor for tonight's performance and live Q&A. Big shout out to Amazon. This started. Like, I'm so excited for this performance and I hope you enjoy it. And make sure, give your shout outs in the live chat. Show some love to no other than John Hope.
I define joy as that cousin that you didn't know that you had, you know. There's so many distractions in this world, and so that prevent us from getting to that place of joy. And so when you finally touch it, when you finally feel it, it's really a liberating feeling. So joy is a liberating feeling of being one with yourself, you know.
Streets won't grow as long as we doubt it. We on go as long as we got it. Whole streets won't grow as long as we doubt it. We on go as long as we got it. Whole streets won't grow as long as we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we on go.
Welcome to the John Hope Experience.
As long as we got it.
Black rose, I'm a black rose in the pavement. Don't water me, I speak truth can be costly. I got drive, no car keys, this is no innuendo. Why see the world through tinted windows? I'm never low key, but high key. What I say in vain is IV.
Shut up.
Man in the mirror looked me in the eye, said I am enough.
Shut up.
I don't want your truth, your culture, man, I am enough.
Shut up.
Red blood, white lies, oh my ghetto sings blues.
Shut up.
One taste of the oh man, I never think two. On a late night, a dream told me, man, run fast, never slowly. When you catch me, just use me. Better level up, don't abuse me. On this loose leaf, I pen that. My melanin, please respect that. Got dark shades for your eyesight, cause this future gon' shine bright. Ayy.
If I had $1
Benz Fest, what up?
You said you were real.
How you feeling?
If I
Listen,
had $1,
if I had $1 for every single time someone said that they real on everything I love, on my daughter,
if I had $1,
I'd be a millionaire.
Every single time.
You know what I would do with that much money?
You were real.
No cap.
If I had
$1,
every single time,
became millions.
I would have
I'ma tell you what I would do. Hey, I would buy me a town. You could keep the chains too. I would buy me a town. You could keep the chains too. Said I would buy me a town. You could keep the chains too. I would buy me a town. You could keep the chains too. Hey. Oh, I like this vibe. Yeah.
Life inspires my creative process, man. It's the conversations, it's the things that people say, the things that people don't say. It's the interactions. You know, I live life.
These songs come from a pure place, man. And, you know, this next record right here is called African Boy. And for the longest, man, you know, being dark-skinned and heavily melanated, you know, I had to find myself to really love myself. And so this record talks about that journey, you know, of being proud and who I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the leader of the dark-skinned coalition, you know what I'm saying? It's me, Idris Elba, and, you know, yeah. African Boy, let's get to it. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. Hey, rock with me, rock with me, rock with me. Rock with me. Verse 1, check it out. When I was young boy, my mama told me they will mistreat me, they will provoke me. And when I say they, I mean the ignorant, I mean the arrogant, cause I am African. And they would say things, I wasn't happy, cause I was different, my hair nappy. And all the young girls, they wouldn't bother, cause you were lighter, and I am darker. So many times I cried, my last name long and they wanna know why. Cause these feelings that I would harbor, they call it green stuff. I say cassava, or palava, or the okra. I'm not ashamed of where I come from, so don't replace me, but embrace me. I wanna love you, so why you hate me?
I wake up every day to go outside and play.
To go outside.
I hear the children say,
I hear 'em.
you African boy, it does not bother me. I smile and walk away. I turn around and say, I'm African boy.
One time, feel the soul. Yeah, yeah. Feels good, right? Verse 2, I think about the things they say. My mama told me I'm so great. She said that I'ma find my way. I could feel the sun upon my face. The connection to the soul that I come from. The hero of this world that is unsung. The darker that I shine, I'ma glow up. Illuminate the room when I show up. I see things, my 2 eyes. Black gods, black kings, black heart, forever be. Black voice, forever sing.
I wake up every day to go outside and play.
You African boy.
I hear the children say,
You African
boy. It does not bother me. I smile and walk away. I turn around and say, I'm African boy.
Hey,
Who do you see?
who do you see?
Who do you see, King?
I need you to look in the mirror.
Who do you see?
And if you love me like I love you, if you see
Who do
yourself,
you see?
yeah,
Who do you see?
that's that feeling. Who do you see? Who do you see? Do you see a king? Do you see a queen? I know what I see. I see hope. Yeah, yeah. One time, 2 times, 3 times. Who do you see? Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Bluest Moon. One time. Let's go.
I've been meaning just to tell you
That my soul is not soul.
from the muddy waters running
From
with
the homicide close. If I told you how I made it, you won't believe the truth.
If they wonder how I did it,
Say it's the bluest moon.
I've been meaning just to tell you that my soul is not soul. From
Check it
the
out.
muddy waters running with that homicide glow. If I told you how I made it,
You won't believe the truth.
if they wonder how I did it, say it's the bluest moon.
100 cars, wanna see him park. No remote, 100 car garage. Used to play with toys as a baby boy. When I closed my eyes, I was counting stars. House small, but I'm dreaming big. Secondhand, I inhaled the cigs. Inhaled the weed in a broken glass. I was never first, I was born to last. My hitter, let me squeeze that trigger. Bullets fly, they whistle. School of thought is dismissal. Bubba Tuck, I miss you. Millie, I miss my dog. So much pain, I wish I lost. Funerals, I kiss that cause. Pay my dues and I split that cost. Wait with words and I won't get caught. Notified when the money talks. With a bad team from the Ivory Coast. Yellow hair with the brown skin. She in public, want my private parts. Tolerate no disrespect. 100 wolves coming at your neck. You see the splash, peep the drip. The ink is dry, all we need is this.
I've been meaning just to tell you that my soul is not
Hey.
soul. From the muddy waters running with that
Homicide close. If I told you how I made it, you won't believe the truth.
If they wonder how I did it,
Say it's the bluest moon.
I've been meaning just to tell you that my soul is not soul. From the muddy waters running
With that homicide close. If I told you how I made it, you won't believe the truth.
If they wonder how I did it, say it's the bluest moon.
1 time, 2 times. Bands Fest 2021. I am John Hope. THS.
I think the creative process, the creative process for me, I really enjoy the process, and that establishes that longevity. I come from a place of passion with this. This isn't really about clout chasing. This isn't really about, trying to appease, some type of corporation. Like, it really comes from a place of passion, and so that's what's allowed me to be so successful, and really connect with my fans.
Check it out. You won't believe the truth. If they wonder how I did it, say it's the bluest moon. 100 cars wanna see him park. No remote, 100-car garage. Used to play with toys as a baby boy. When I closed my eyes, I was counting stars. House small, but I'm dreaming big. Secondhand, I inhaled the cigs. Inhaled the weed in a broken glass. I was never first, I was born to last. My hitter, let me squeeze that trigger. Bullets fly, they whistle. School of thought is dismissal. Bubba Tuck, I miss you. Millie, I miss my dog. So much pain, I wish I lost. Funerals, I kiss that cause. Pay my dues and I split that cause. Wait with words and I won't get caught. Notified when the money talks. With a bad thing from the Ivory Coast. Yellow hair with the brown skin. She in public, want my private parts. Tolerate no disrespect. 100 wolves coming at your neck. You see the splash.
Hey, welcome back. What a super duper fantastic, eye-opening soul claps and foot stomps, whatever you want to call it. It was just such an amazing performance. We're about to get into the live Q&A with John Hope. We're so excited to have you. Welcome, John. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. That was a dope show.
Yeah. You look good too. Represent the dark skin. I love it. Hands down, I'm a huge Idris Elba fan.
You see the melanin, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love all parts of it, representing being that African boy. I appreciate it. Thank you for representing in your music and just your platform and who you are. It's just time. Just take up space, reclaim time, be who you are.
Yes, that's very important. It's a lot of unlearning that I had to do to get to that record. That record actually is 10 years old. And I
Mm,
just released it. But yeah, there's a lot of unlearning and just reimagining who I am as a person, as an artist. And I'm glad that the world really connects to that record.
yeah, for sure. I know I was jamming in the green room with us. Well, I mean, you talk about like this the song itself, while it has history, it's still relevant. And, given what we've gone through as a country, as a city, as a neighborhood, how has, COVID affected you? Like, how have you been doing these past 18 months?
Oh wow, that's it varies. It varies. There are times where, there was one particular time I literally thought I was gonna go, and I sent my will over to my daughter's mom. I'm a co-parent, so I sent my will over to her. I sent my passwords to my man. I really thought I was about to go, and you know So it really put a lot of things into perspective in terms of what I what I what I value, what I value. And the thing that I value most now is my time, my energy, my peace. You know,
Mhm.
I'm very much a minimalist, in terms of, as long as my mother is healthy, my family's healthy, I don't really all the other stuff, the external, the materialistic things, I would say that, but I don't know if I put that into practice
Mm.
prior to the
Yeah.
pandemic, and so yeah, it was just about what, re-evaluating and recalibrating what I value in my life. And then there was just this other end where, creatively, um, it allowed me to write some of my best music.
Mm.
I pivoted. I launched a clothing line, and that was very successful. And yeah, man. So creatively and business wise, I was doing very well, to be quite honest. But I think I had to really
Nice.
do that self inventory at first.
That makes that makes sense, right? And I think the reality of many things is that no matter what, you still got to create even if the times are crazy, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I,
And
oh, my
for
fault.
those that don't know you, um, yeah, for those that don't know you, like how did music come to find you? How did you find music?
Uh, Music came to find me by introduction through my mother. My mother is the one who put me on, and I'm so grateful for my mother's open palette. um that she would listen to African music, she would listen to like Phil Collins, she would listen to Donna Summers, Billy Ocean, all the Bee Gees, all that, right? And so she had this openness about her, and I inherited that. And then that openness bled into hip hop. And my first introduction was like, I'm gonna date myself, you know what I'm saying, but like,
Mm.
um my was like EPMD, um and the Hit Squad, and Redman, and Snoop, and all that stuff, and the West Coast. That openness really helped me to seek outside of my region, because back then it was so regionalized, right? Like it was so like East
Yeah.
Coast dominant. But I was very curious. My curiosity, is what helped me to create this like boundaryless, if that's a word, boundaryless appreciation for music. So I was the kid on the East Coast in my projects. I was bumping like Ghetto Boys and Scarface, and you know
Yes.
uh, what I'm saying, like. I was rocking with that when all my friends weren't.
Yes.
I was really intrigued by Bone Thugs and Harmony when all my friends really weren't. I was very much the outsider with all that stuff. But I think it helped me today because I'm not really like one of them trap
Mhm.
'90s type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to it all. I love it all. I love Little Baby. I love Lil Durk, but I also love Nas and Jay-Z. So,
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting, right? Like given all the inspiration, all the people that you're mentioning, um, music and art imitate life and vice versa. And I remember reading your bio, and you talked about, at least in your bio, about growing up in the foster care system and proudly being from Providence. Like,
yeah.
what is it about Providence that people just need to understand? why this is the place to be?
Providence, with all due respect, is the greatest place on earth. You know what I mean? Like I'm born and raised here, and we have a culture here, a rich culture, that's very diverse, that the world is just late to. And for many years, it took us a minute to get to that place, because
Hmm.
by default, we don't have any pro teams or anything like that, so we naturally have to either gravitate towards the Red Sox, the Celtics,
Hmm.
the New York teams and whatnot. And so by in doing so, as a result, we would kind of sort of have to co-opt or adopt a New York or Boston sort of identity. And I'll probably say in the last 10 years, that shifted, that changed. Like we what we thought was a strike against us, especially hip hop artists, we wear that with a badge of honor. I'm one of
Hmm.
many who rep PVD, what I'm saying, to the fullest. And we know that we have something to offer to the world. That it's just a sense of pride that I think is immense. And you see the culture, we're called the creative capital for a reason. And yeah, man, it's undescribable too. I know I'm rambling, but you have to come out here. And I
That
think
was
throughout
fun.
here, yeah,
Well, I'm curious because I know I hear it in Boston. I hear it all the time. Um, Boston has no sound, like whatever that is. So I'm curious, is there a Providence sound? Like if you could describe it, what is it?
is there a Providence sound? Um, I think I think we're getting there. There's a culture, and the culture permeates in through different artists. And so it creates like a language, right? So I don't know if there's a sound, like we're not like strictly boom bap, we're not strictly trap,
Mhm.
but through those sonics, there's a language, there's a way of dress, there's different clothes that we
Yeah.
that permeate. You know what I mean? So whether it's me, who's
Yeah.
more of a boom bap artist or whatever, or more of your traditional MC, someone who's young and someone who's trapped on that type of time can still identify with what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because we got a culture. But as far as the sound, I think we're gonna get there. But we got a culture and a vibe about us that what I'm saying? It's just dope.
Man, you are grinning from ear to ear. You are so proud. I love it.
Right.
I love
Yeah.
to see that energy.
For real. PVD.
Well, well, give her Providence. Shout out to Providence for those who want to tag themselves in the chat. I appreciate you. With anything with creativity, I'm sure there's a process in terms of taking care of yourself. And so I think for those that are watching now, our artists, like, what do you do to maintain, to keep your creativity going?
Oh man. I the Disney answer is, I'm always a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much a fan of other artists, right? Like I still have that same energy. Now it's Thursday night, so Thursday night at midnight when the music drops, I'm looking at who's the new artist, who has what, who produced what. I still have that energy, that sort that I once had as a kid. So I think as long as you maintain that, right, I respect my
Mhm.
passion. So there's that. But then on a practical level, as an artist, I put that work in. Like, I work out. I know that I have to be in front of the camera, so I treat myself as such. I take good care of myself. I have no shame in saying that 38 years, 39 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking good. But I think a big
All right now.
reason for that, outside of my mother, it was that I take care of myself, right? Because the
Mhm.
talent of an artist as a rapper, it's you know, if you hone your craft, you can. It's not like basketball. It's not like football. Like you can rap at a highly skilled level, well into your 40s, well into your 50s, and we're seeing that right now. We're seeing the
Mm-hmm.
first iteration of that. So, but where
Yeah.
people miss the boat is taking care of themselves. And what we're seeing right now, unfortunately, one of the blemishes of the culture is that because of our favorite 90s artists, you know, them 40s and the drinking and the smoking, you know, I hope Biz Markie can get through what he's got, what's going on. We lost DMX, Black Rob, right? We're seeing our artists leave at like age 50, and that's young. That's very young.
Yeah.
So I think for me, as I appreciate longevity, I take care of myself. I take care of my body. I put that work in, and I stay youthful, man. I embrace the youth. You know, I embrace new energy, new ideas, and things of that nature. So, you know, those are the things that
That's
I
important.
pursue.
Health is wealth.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I appreciate you talking about that because I feel like that's a silent killer that a lot of artists, particularly Black and brown artists, never really talk about, is like the physical health, the spiritual health, the mental health
yeah,
is what sustains you and actually sustains your legacy as an artist. Whether you're
yeah.
local, national, international, it doesn't matter. They all have to be
Exactly.
in alignment.
They have to. They have to. That's so important.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Well, you know, given what you talked about at the beginning in terms of just progress and COVID, let's hear a little bit more about the projects that you do have currently and what might be coming up in the future. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, I just released a project called Hope All Is Well. That's doing very well. Uh, we landed about 4 editorial playlists on Spotify. You know, 4 separate songs landed on the editorial playlist.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that was huge. You know, it's like my it's this next wave. It's like my reintroduction. You know, there's a record on there called THS that's doing very
Hmm.
well. Probably like 200,000 streams now or something like that. Jim Jones is on there, and
Nice.
it's
Something
just a
like that.
great, yeah, yeah, just a little something. You know, it's just a great body of work that I'm very proud about. You know, it's definitely one of the critically acclaimed best albums of the year, if I say so myself. Um, and
Hmm.
you know,
Get it.
after I released that, I just released a book called Respect Your Passion, which is a volume series of sort of a guide for
Nice.
artists about how to really take their passion for music and hip hop to another level, to sustain. I think there's a skewed view when we look at the hip hop artists, and it has a stigma where
Mm,
if you're not Jay Z, it's only extremes. If you're not Jay Z, or if you're not, on these, platforms on TV or
yeah.
whatever, then you can't be successful. And I'm showing that you can be. That's not to say that you shouldn't aim high, but I'm just saying that you can make a good living through your art. And this is just the first in the series. This particular series, this particular volume focuses on the mindset about how to deal with
Yeah.
some of the daily challenges to persist, and it has tips and resources on there, and it's all on my website, johnhopepbd.com.
I love it, man. You better self promote.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah,
Cool. I can dig it. Please everyone, like, take note, consistency is key. Have your hands in multiple projects. Diversify your income, diversify your reach. It will pay off in the future. Promise
absolutely.
guaranteed.
That's a fact.
Well, we're we're about to conclude our live Q&A, but I got some live, like, rapid fire questions for you. So I'll
Okay.
give you two options and you respond very quickly with your answer. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. In the studio or writing?
In writing.
Okay. Um, Rakim or Nas?
Nas.
Okay. Um, in the stadium or in a coffee house, performance wise?
Stadium.
Okay. You guys, some people ain't ready for stadium size.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Would you rather be in Providence or LA?
Yo, I was just in LA. I mean Providence. My daughter's here. You know what I'm saying? But my brother lives in Providence. I mean LA. My brother Roger.
I got
He
you.
lives in, yeah, but I gotta go Providence. You know?
It's real. It's always a hard decision to make, but you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Um, and finally, icon or a legend?
Mm, man, authentic, authentic, um,
Authentic.
authentic. You know,
uh,
right? Because legend and icon, that's all in the eye of the beholder. But you can't say like, yo, Hope was never he never faked or fronted. You know, like I've always been authentic. Yeah, I think legend or icon, that's for the people to decide, But I know if you go in my city, they
yes.
might use one of those words, but I know for a fact everyone will say I'm authentic.
Folks, let me tell you something. John, you keep it 100. I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much for coming up with your own answer to my rapid fire question. But without a
Yeah,
doubt, you have been amazing to interview.
thank you.
I hope folks, peep notice to game and just how you're moving, right? And just like do not underestimate Providence. It's coming. Folks are gonna be
Yeah,
loud and proud and just be ready to receive Providence folks because they coming like straight up
that's a fact.
for
That's a
sure.
fact. Thank you.
So, absolutely. Folks, feel free, put your comments in the chat. Definitely want to shout out Amazon for sponsoring tonight's event and live Q&A. None of this could have been possible. Make sure to visit bandsfest.org, learn more about John Hope himself. Also visit his website at johnhopepvd.com. Check out all of his projects, of course. And without further ado, folks, John Hope, thank you so much for coming tonight. We appreciate having you.
Yo, thank you so much. Shout out Amplify the Soul. Shout out Bams Fest. And yeah, man, THS, baby.
There we go.